going on, you guys? Your boy Dwayne's back and again with another video. Let's start the video hot with a rap track and show you guys what we're looking like for this fine morning. So it is currently 8:30 and we're at 255 for the day. Sales should start trickling on later on in the day. Yesterday we were able to hit a 2.4k day. We've increased our spend to around 1k a day now, so we should be consistently hitting around 2k plus a day, and the goal is to get this to 2.5k a day so we can get to generating 5k a day, so we can be able to hit that $166,000 a day mark, so we can do 2 mil for the year. So we're gonna see how long that takes us to do. The angle that we're using for the main product, I'm not gonna lie, we could probably hit it if we're able to hone on the target audience properly and make the proper ads to fit that audience. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hyped. I think we could actually do it relatively quickly if again we focus to get these ads to perform well. But right now I am going to get into some work before I had to do my hair. I got a retwist, I got cut my face. I'm gonna take you guys along with me, show you guys what like a normal average day looks like. So yeah, about to get some work in, then we're about to head to the bank and get our hair done. Add this sound, and I'm just let me find it real quick for you. Concept real quick. Honestly, I like the edits you did on here. It looks very solid. I think though, looking at this, I didn't submit a CTA, but I think a CTA would be beneficial because the way it ends. What up, you guys? I'm back. Just got done reviewing the creatives my editor created, and I just got done submitting some. So right now I am heading to the bank to get some cash for my retwist. It's honestly, I should have left a bit earlier, but it is what it is. I should make it on time. But yeah, that's what we got going on right now. I did want to tell you guys a little update on what we're at for the month, since today is the 31st of January. So honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even notice we hit 50k for the month, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Let me block this though so I don't leak anything. But as you guys can see, we hit 50k for the month. You guys, I don't know if I can't refresh properly, but as you can see, this is real. So this month we hit $50,000. We're probably gonna hit like 52 whatever, 52 something, since again it's only 9 a.m. right now. So we're at $50,000 for the month, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I didn't notice we hit the 50k mark, even though we're down 70 something percent for the month. I thought we were doing way worse, honestly, and that's just because I'm not necessarily looking at the monthly revenue on a regular basis. I'm more looking day to day and looking how we can improve our inputs and push out as much creatives as possible. So when the end of the month comes, sometimes I'm even shocked of how much money we did, because again, the results that you're doing right now is a reflection of your creatives. And that's kind of what I've noticed. Like, there'd be times in my journey where I'd focus so much on the dollar amount that my day-to-day wasn't reflecting what I needed to do to increase the revenue, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't focusing enough on the creatives. I was focusing too much on the media buying, like what type of hack can I do here to increase, you know, the revenue. But in fact, it's not necessarily about what I'm doing inside the ad account that's the most important. I've said this multiple times, a lot of other people say this, but creatives is king. At the end of the day, that's the only needle that's gonna really push your marketing forward. Like, yeah, you can have the best product. Sometimes if you have an amazing product, it could sell itself and you don't have to do too much with the creatives. But for the most part, the creatives are gonna be the most important needle driver that's gonna help you guys be able to push your business forward. And me understanding that throughout the last couple of months, the last year, my main focus, as you guys can see, me building out, you know, the system with the editor. That's where a lot of my focus and a lot of my time has been going as I'm trying to scale back the business. Because I realized also as well, when I scale, like when I did a $250,000 month,
I realized the biggest constraint, my biggest bottleneck, is that I wasn't able to pump out creatives fast enough because I was the one pumping out the creatives, and I was also running that shit on TikTok primarily. And on TikTok, you need a shitload of creatives. I was trying to pump out 5-10 creatives a day by myself, and you're gonna get burnt out that way. So that's why I kind of looked back. I just took a step back and I said, okay, let me build out a decent creative system, because instead of me having to edit the shit myself manually, I can submit. Like, I'm capable of submitting 10 to 20 different submissions a day. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that many because it doesn't necessarily make sense, because you're not gonna do that many in a day. But throughout the week, I'm looking to pump out at least 20 to 30 batches a week. So I'm able to test as much creative as possible. And that's what's allowed me to be able to sustain $50,000 this month. Like, it's not the craziest amount of money, but the margin isn't too bad. We're at a 20% margin on that. That's, I think, 10K profit for the month. That's gross profit. We still, like, I'm being transparent, that's gross profit. We still have team members, we still have fixed costs. So the margin might look closer to maybe 15 to 17%. I didn't do the final P&L yet because the month's not over. But again, me being full transparent, that's, I think that would be 7 to maybe 8K profit, net profit for the month. Nothing too crazy, but nevertheless, it's still a good amount of money to make. So again, you guys kind of have to look, I made another video about this, but you guys kind of have to look at things on an input level rather than an output. Obviously, we all want to make 100K a month, $1 million a month, but if you're not doing the inputs to get to that point where you're able to generate these results, it's meaningless, right? If you want to be able to spend 50K a day, you need to have creatives that are able to sustain that level of spend. So it all, again, comes down to the creators and understanding what inputs are going to get you to generating whatever revenue mark you want. If you want to do 100K a month, cool. You're probably, for the most part, unless you have the best product in the world and you're, I don't know, you're just him, you're going to spend most likely 50K a month to generate 100K a month. Like this month, we spent $25,000 to generate 50K in the month. So that's kind of how you have to look at things. That's like an industry standard for the most part. Some people obviously have better margins, some people have worse margins. Some months are worse than others, some months are better than others. But that's kind of a way that you want to base yourself off when you're, you know, cooking up what you want to achieve for your business. So I look at inputs rather than the outputs these days, and that's why some months, by the end of the month, I don't necessarily know how much I did, unless if I'm like telling you guys for the channel or whatever. I don't really remember, like I don't check it like that. I look more on daily and seeing what we need to do to push the business forward. So that's the goal, to continue doing that and seeing if we can push to 6-figure months, even though we're not in a, again, I've told you, in a giftable season, just by implementing more products, better creatives, and see how far we can push this brand by the end of 2025. So I'm pulling into the bank right now, and I'll pick up the camera when I get the cash, and we'll talk about, I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but we'll see. Got the cash. Now let's head to our hair appointment. But yeah, I wanted to also talk to you guys about how performance has been looking throughout my ad account for, we good? Yeah, for this month, because honestly, results are a bit all over the place with this shit. Yeah, is this nigga going or not? Okay, whatever, this thing's pissing me off. So essentially, results more all over the place in the beginning of the month, like you guys saw. So I'm not gonna keep reiterate crazy, but me lowering budgets and just focusing on my creatives, like, it's gonna get redundant. Like, I talk about creatives a lot, but really it actually is really important. But it was able to allow us to essentially kind of restructure our baseline, because we're spending upwards of 2 to 3K a day in Q4, and keeping that level of spend when we weren't in a peak giftable season just wasn't sustainable. And a lot of our like, again, I think I said this, I don't know, but I fucked up when I was making my ad sets in Q4, because I got a new ad account and I was restructuring the whole ad account for the brand, and I messed up and put a lot of the copy of our post IDs, not a lot of them, not a little, I don't know what I just said, but most of them literally had Christmas in them. So I don't know if it's just me thinking too much into it, but they honestly just didn't work because it's not Christmas anymore, and it doesn't necessarily make sense to run them. So a lot of those post IDs, I had to restart them, and they just didn't perform as well in a non-giftable season. So that's why a lot of the performance that we saw in the beginning of the month was very, 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 very ass. From, I think I told you guys again, but from the 1st to the 15th, we saw very, very bad margins, and from the rest of the month on, we've been able to see some better performance from lowering spend and just identifying some new creative. So a big lesson for me, I can't even see because of this damn truck, but a big lesson for me is just remembering to making sure my assets are done correctly and not putting, a holiday onto assets that I'm testing right away. Like, I can make them evergreen, and then once we start scaling that specific holiday, I can dupe it out in another campaign or dupe it out in the same campaign and essentially scale it out that way. So that's kind of what held us back in the beginning of the month. Now, right now, we're able to identify some new winning creatives. We're able to identify a new SKU, same variation of the hero product, but basically a different angle that I think is honestly way better than our main angle. And I believe if we're able to execute this, it's going to be able to be a better evergreen push than what we were doing with our initial hero product, because it just has more of an emotional appeal to it. And when I look at other brands hitting this angle for, even if it's a different product, it just seems like, from what I'm seeing from the metrics, it's just scaling very, very hard in comparison to what they're doing for the main angle that I'm testing for this hero product. So I'm excited for that, to see how far I can push it. I was able to scale this decently enough right now, nothing too crazy, but I think in the next coming weeks, if I'm able to identify some more winning creatives and just let this campaign learn, this will probably become the main angle that I'm running for the brand, and we should be able to sustain great performance with the products. And adding new products into this will just help us ease our way to start generating consistent 5K days, because the goal, like I said, is to get to 2 mil with both brands. But honestly, I think we can do it. We can surpass that realistically if we have both brands at scale. But again, we'll see where the year takes us. But I really think we can smash 2 mil easily, because I learned so many lessons this year and last year, and I'm just going to be changing. I'm just going to be learning from that and just optimizing and bettering the business. So yeah, guys, that's kind of what I want to say about the performance this month in terms of the main brand. For the second brand, performance died out this week. We were seeing last week, we're getting a sale essentially every day, 1 to 2 sales every single day minimum. But this week, I don't even think we got a sale this week for the product that we're testing. The sale that we got yesterday or 2 days ago wasn't even for the product that we're testing. It's for a product that we tested literally before this that got no conversions. I don't even know where the sale came from. It's from Norway. So genuinely, I'm confused because we weren't even targeting Norway, but maybe someone shared it to their friend or something like that. But yeah, yesterday I threw in some new creatives. I'm going to see if we're able to identify some new creatives. I'm playing around with some statics with this brand and see if we can get it pumping with statics, because it'll be more efficient than using the RIP creatives, because obviously everybody's going to have access to that and everybody's going to be able to scale it up if I'm able to scale this up. So but yeah, I'm just trying to see if the statics can work. Owen was telling me, if you guys didn't see it live with me and Owen, it's on his channel, but he was basically telling me that most of his creatives on his brands are statics, and that's like kind of not unheard of. But in the dropshipping space, like if you see a lot of the bigger brands, they utilize statics a lot more, but in the dropshipping space, we don't really talk about using statics. We just mostly focus on UGC. So that's kind of something I want to tap into with this brand and see if we can get some performance with that going, because that'd be ideal. It'd be so much cost efficient. Like, we'd save so much money if that's all we have to do. So we'll see how that looks like. But yeah, performance this month for that brand, we're down 240, I believe. We weren't down that much last week. We were down around $90, but this week the brand had horrible performance, so we lost a lot of money. But nevertheless, not too crazy. Again, we're still testing, so I'm willing to lose money while we're testing. Like, I'm down. I don't necessarily mind. I don't necessarily mind because we are gathering data. And even if this product fails, I'm probably just gonna, I am just gonna test in a similar industry to just utilize the data that we already have on the Pixel to see if we can get another product working. So I don't mind, spending a rack and losing $200. It's not that deep. Once we identify a winning product that we can scale, we will make more than that money back easily. So it's never that serious. It's just about you understanding that, is there potential here? Is it break even? Is it slightly profitable? Or do you see a way that you can potentially optimize the business? Like me, I should have been optimized this a week ago, but I was focused on the main brand. And that's kind of another thing for me to just understand how to prioritize both brands and remember that I have another store to manage as well. And yeah, that's just me having to optimize my time a lot better to make sure that I'm focusing more on that. So in February, although I'm traveling, I will be on top of the stuff and make sure that we're able to hopefully increase our revenue for the main brand. Hopefully hit like hit 70K, maybe 100K if we're able to. And then hit maybe a 10K, 20K month with the second store if this product that we're testing is able to perform well. I don't know how it's going to do with the new creative test, but I'm going to keep optimizing it for a little bit to see if we're able to get some more juices in there. If we keep losing more money, I might just call it quits with the product, but we'll see kind of how I'm going to handle this product and how we can, again, potentially make more money with that. Fuck, I'm hungry as shit, man. Y'all ever eat? I think when I eat in the morning, random side tangent, when I eat in the morning, I'm genuinely hungry as fuck, bro. Like, I'm starving, bro. But anyways, we're driving to this hair appointment. I'll holler at you guys. I think I just yapped for way too long, honestly. I'm driving to this hair appointment, so I'll catch y'all probably when I'm done, honestly. Ooh, fresh retwist. Let's follow this fresh retwist by a rev check before I drive home from the spot. So we're at 1.1K for the day. We will smash over 2K for today. It's only 1 o'clock, so there's no way we're not hitting 2K for the day unless she just slows down. But anyways, let me tell you guys something that happened while I was cutting my hair. And like, this is not even something that I'm usually on for real. Like, essentially what happened is while I was cutting my hair, my barber was explaining to me that, he flips houses and shit like that. And normally, I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't really like talking to people, like, at all. But what he was telling me was pretty interesting, because if you guys live in Canada or you're in a city where buying turnkey properties don't necessarily make sense, and turnkey properties are basically properties that don't need to be fixed up or whatever. It's properties that you just buy and you start renting. In Ottawa or a lot of places in Canada, those type of properties don't necessarily make sense to purchase unless you were able to find a really good deal, because the interest rates are a bit high still, and we have very, very high prices in Ottawa. So he was basically explaining to me how he goes in, and it's not like a crazy concept, like everybody knows this concept, you fix it up, you flip them, but he was just explaining to me how he has it going on. I'm just trying to gather from what he's telling me if obviously he knows what he's talking about first and foremost, and if this is somebody I can potentially maybe even want to have on my side if I do want to pursue these flips. Because again, I want to get into real estate, but in the situation in Ottawa, the numbers just don't make sense. So I'm looking at him, I'm asking questions and seeing, just soaking up game. And personally for me, like, again, I'm not the type of guy that likes to talk to people, but if I didn't go out of my way to, ask more questions to understand what he was talking about, I wouldn't necessarily have the inclination to just go in and, look into this further, maybe in the next 6 months and see if I can find a property that needs a little bit of fixing up, and then go in and just flip it, or go in, find a property that has a 2-bedroom, and then maybe flip it into a 3-bedroom and increase the rents in the property, and again be able to generate some cash flow with this. So it really depends. There's really a lot of different ways that you can go about, you know, making money with properties. And it's very common that a lot of us, when we first want to get into real estate, we all get into the habit, or not the habit, but we want to, and this is me, I wanted to just get one, you know, rent it out. But it doesn't necessarily make sense in Ottawa. Now, in other places, it makes sense. And I was exploring, you know, looking maybe in the States, looking in other regions of Canada to get these properties. But it's just like a nice idea to just kind of think about and be like, huh, maybe I can do this. And just the way he broke it down, I might pursue his offer. Not an offer, he didn't offer me anything, but I might pursue maybe looking into it and actually doing it. Maybe I won't, but it's just a good idea to know that you have someone that you can refer to if maybe you need a renovation, because he does renovation, he doesn't just do flips. So it's just a good person to just refer to, and he showed me the work. It just looks solid. So again, it's just a good person to have in your circle once you start operating different type of businesses. And again, I'm not the type of nigga to be network this, network that. Like, I don't talk to people like that, but this is kind of my sign, and anyone to just kind of network more with, you know, like-minded individuals that want to pursue different ways to make wealth. Again, I'm not the biggest network guy. I could be way better. I don't talk to people like that. I really only talk to the people that I know for real in this shit. But I might fuck around and start talking to more people and see what type of value I can provide to them, what type of value they can provide to me. And yeah, I'm gonna just start talking more. But anyways, that's enough of that. Right now I'm driving home and about to get some work in after. And yeah, as you guys can see, we're at 1.1K for the day. We ain't do much today. And as you can see, this business shit, it's not, again, I think I said it in this video or another video, it's not about how much work you put in. It's about what you do in the work that you put in. The work that I put in the last 3 months, this month, is what's allowing me to do 1.1K before, you know, the end of the day. Like, we're gonna hit a 2K a day easy. Not the biggest numbers, but obviously it's just a concept that if you focus on your shit, you'll be able to, you know, make shit happen. So I want you guys to really understand that this business shit, if you're making, let's say, 100K a month right now and you slack off, you're not necessarily going to see the ripple effects of your business falling apart right now. You're still going to be able to do your 3K a day. But in 3 months from now, your shit's gonna fall apart, and you're like, damn, why did it fall apart? But you're gonna realize the reason why it fell apart is because you weren't necessarily working on the business right now. Like, all the, what do you call it? Hold on, let me. Alright, so anytime, hold on, alright, bet. So in business, you only see the ripple effect of your labor or whatever, your work, 3 months down the line. So you could be partying all the time, but your business is still going to be doing 100K a month. And then 3 months down the line, like I was saying earlier, you're going to be fucking, but wondering why you're going to be fucked. So it's important to just stay consistent, always doing, you know, your daily inputs, and just making sure your non-negotiables are always done. Like today, like, it's a bit of a different day. I usually get my work done in the morning. I do a lot in the morning before I go gym, and, you know, I go eat and I do some media buying. But today was a bit different. I had to, you know, do some, what do you call it, some errands today, but I'm still gonna get my shit done. I did my creatives this morning. I'm gonna media buy a bit later, and I'm just gonna do a little bit more, and then if I have to, I'll move some of the things that I need to do today for tomorrow. Like, it's all about making sure you're just consistent. You don't have to always have a 10-hour day every single day, but you need to do the most important task basically right before you wake up or during the day to make sure that you optimize your business for the best performance as possible. Like, I'm about to travel, like I told you guys before, and I'm not going to be able to I'm not going to be able to work as much for 2 days. I think that's the duration of the travel, but I'm still going to get my non-negotiable done. I'm still going to get my creatives in. I'm still going to media buy. I'm going to buy Wi-Fi if I need to on the plane. Like, I'm going to do the shit that I need to do, because I know if I slack off the month of February, I don't do my daily inputs that I need to do, the business is gonna fall apart. That's just the reality of it. I can whatever, be happy and be like, oh yay, we're making 2K or 3K, whatever, 4K a day. But if I'm not doing what I need to do on a regular basis, on a daily basis, that's just gonna fall apart on me. And that's kind of also something that happened to me early on in my career. I would be doing really, really well, and then I would slowly slack off. Like, sometimes I wanted to slack off. I'd be doing work, but the work I was doing wasn't necessarily to my best ability, and you start letting the numbers get to your head. So that's why, for me, the biggest thing, like I was telling you guys, is that I only look at the inputs and I try not to look at the numbers as much as possible, just so I don't get big-headed, and I remain humble. Understand that I need to just fall in love with what I'm doing and just get better every single day, because that's how I'm going to make more money. Me looking at the numbers, me being happy that I made X amount of dollars, doesn't do anything for me. And I can't let other people telling me that, hey, you're doing great. Like, in reality, I'm only in competition with myself. I can't look at anybody else, but only myself, and want to, one up myself. The most money I've made to date where ecom is $250,000. I want to surpass that. Like, just for me. Like, other people are doing $5 million, cool, and I'll get to that point. But for me right now, I'm just trying to be a better version of myself, and I'm just trying to surpass the amount of money, or just surpass my own results. And that's what drives me, to just be better 1% plus every single day. So, bit of a gamble. I mean, yap sesh. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I'm kind of hungry. I'm tired as hell. So I'm gonna probably cut off this camera until something good happens. Or what the fuck? Why this guy brick like that? I almost crashed, but let's get it. Catch y'all next clip. Just got back to the crib, and now it's time for some media buying, and let's see if it's anything we can scale up. My computer dirty as shit, but don't mind that. A lot of you guys might be wondering, if I do 1.3K in a day, how much money would I spend on ads? You would essentially spend, I don't know why I always say essentially, but you'd spend $169. So that's like around half. And that means I have a 2.18x return on my money. And because of my margins, that would leave me with around $400 in profit so far at 2 o'clock today. And that would leave me at a 30% margin with the business currently as where it stands. If we look at how much we spend on each platform, so on Meta we spent almost $500. The ROAS here isn't the best today because one of the ad accounts kind of tanked for the new angle. Yesterday did good. I increased budgets, and typically, honestly, when you increase budgets, the day after sometimes is ass, so nothing too crazy. The second ad account, though, is doing well today, so I'm gonna see if I can scale that out. On Google, we spent almost $200 at a 3x ROAS. Google's always, keeping us afloat. TikTok we didn't spend much, but we're at 2 ROAS, and overall we spent $600 like I showed above, and we have a 1.89 return on ad spend on this ad spend, and any other sales we got is from organic emails or things of that nature. So as you guys can see, you kind of gotta spend money to make money. Like, you're not just kind of, again, randomly make a lot of money. Like I said in the beginning of this video, if you want to make 10K in a day, you need to spend 5K in a day. So you need to spend in direct correlation to how much you want to make. So yeah, right now I'm about to get to work, and yeah, I'm about to make some more fucking money, see what we can fucking scale, baby. It is currently 1 a.m. the next day. I actually didn't record after my media buying sesh. I dipped the crib, I went somewhere, but I'm back home, and we ended the day off at almost a 3K day. Pretty good day, honestly. Way better than yesterday or 2 days ago. What the hell? Why does it do that? Yeah, very decent day, and I believe the profits were very, very healthy for that day. So I just want to check in with you guys and update you guys on what the results are looking like before I end out this video. So let's hop on a profit check just to tell you guys how much profit we actually kept or made, because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
revenue flex is cool or whatever, but if you keep nothing at the end of the day, it is meaningless. So let's go and look at how much profit we made. So we made, like I said, 2.9K. We spent 1.1 on ads at a 2.49 ROAS to make $8,000 in profit at a 35% net margin. And yeah, this is where I'm gonna end off the video. I want any one of you guys that's watching this video to understand that these aren't the craziest results, but it should inspire any of you guys that are trying to get into this dropshipping shit, because this is what's possible. Like, this is not even crazy scale. This is still whatever you would call, you're still in a testing phase in a way with the business if you're doing, 3-ish K a day. So all it takes is you finding a product that's able to sell decently well. Even if you get it to 1K a day, that means you're doing 30K a month. If you have a 30% net margin, that means you're making 10K a month. Even if you make net 5K a month, an extra $5,000 will realistically change a lot of our lives. And we are often brainwashed to often think that we need to make millions right away with the business model. But again, an extra 5K would change a lot of people's lives. So when you look at this shit, start with smaller goals, and then once you hit that first milestone, work your way up and just gradually go up to the point where you're able to get to the point where you're able to make X amount of dollars to whatever point you want to get to. But nevertheless, it's the end of the video. But I head to bed, and I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. I'll catch y'all in the next video. The next video you guys will see will be in Cambodia, Asia, and I'm about to drop bangers for you guys, so show love. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. If you want to hop on the free Telegram chat, talk to me, like-minded individuals, and just grow together in this e-com stuff, tap in. And other than that, it's been your boy Dwidge, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.